I've read that for years now. It's on our website under civic prayers. I toyed with also using Lincoln's proclamation from 1863, because for Lincoln, if you substitute the war that was ongoing at the time with pandemic, it could be the same proclamation. But for Washington, everything was new in this country. The Constitution had just been ratified. People were still recovering property and health from the Revolution, and the Methodist Episcopal Church was only 5 years old at this point. So for me, Washington's words about wanting justice and knowledge and faithfulness in both the civic realm as well as in the personal realm. We could make a lot of comment, and far smarter people than I have written books about, the spiritual life of the founders. But whatever, or by whatever name or motivation they had for addressing the concept of a deity, whether it was the Christian understanding of God or a deist understanding, whatever your personal beliefs were, Washington and his contemporaries wanted people to be honest about it. If you have doubts, be honest about your doubts. If you have belief in Jesus, be honest about it. Not because of what you can get out of it, but because of what God is. So tonight, in this kind of brief time together, I hope that you're hearing that for, 231 years since Washington wrote those words. And tomorrow happens to be November 26th. So 231 years ago, Americans up and down the eastern seaboard, and that was pretty much all there was at the time. A little bit had trickled over the Appalachians. But for 231 years, we've been reminded that we're in this together. I saw a meme the other day on Facebook that said, if you're on a sailing ship and somebody decides to drill a hole in their cabin, well, it's their cabin, they can do with what they want, except when it impacts everybody else. So that's what I think Washington was saying to his new fellow citizens, that yes, liberty and freedom and prosperity are good things, but so is compassion and empathy and mercy and justice. So tonight, as we go to our rest and with dreams of drumsticks and gravy and pumpkin pie in our minds, be mindful of those without and those who are struggling for breath this night. With each breath you draw, let it be a hymn of thanksgiving to God. So tonight, I give thanks for each one of you who took time from your activities and your busy lives to come together, even just for a brief time, to give thanks together, because it is all of us together before God. So that's probably a little bit longer